Here it is, 1 mile of warblers. I'll explain later why this road is so good, but right now, there's just too many birds. Stay with me. Right at the start of the road, it's a forested wetland, a little bit of a marshy spot in here, and it's surrounded by flowering trees, so this attracts insects, insects attract birds, and the warblers are everywhere, including all these redstarts, catbird, northern water thrush. Should I get this veery now or get one further down the road away from road noise? So after just 200 yards, you're away from the water and into a whole row of flowering trees. And boy, do they attract birds. There's 3 different American redstarts singing right here. Which one should I get first? You know, I've been coming to the spot for, I don't know, 25 to 30 years, and every year there's a chestnut-sided warbler right here. And you know it's not the same one. It's just that this habitat is so good when one vacates the premises, doesn't come back on migration, another one moves right in. Then you go just 100 yards and there's a whole row of white pines here, which is full of pine warblers, and ovenbirds are singing underneath. So why is this spot so good? This road goes right through the heart of the Penobscot Experimental Forest. It's part of the U.S. Forest Service under the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And it's an experimental forest, so there's a different tract of trees and vegetation every 100 yards. And so the habitat is not only rich, it keeps changing. And you get such a variety and diversity in here. You get to the research station, and just on the other side of the road, it's a stand of white spruce understudy. And they're really big and tall. You almost never see white spruce getting this big in Maine. We've had a couple of ovenbirds already, but this is where they really take over. There are so many in here. What's the most common singing warbler in Maine? Common yellowthroat. This time we've gone about 400 yards, and the habitat changes again. Along the left side of the road, a huge stand of very tall white pines and an understory that's been cleared out. Hermit thrush territory. And in these pine trees, pine warblers. And Blackburnian warblers. And it goes on and on. Oh, northern parula. So many pine warblers. And one jerk of a Blackburnian warbler that will not pop out. One thing this road doesn't have a lot of is magnolia warblers. I've only had 2 so far. While we walk, I want to make a point. No matter where you are, somewhere near you, you've got your own miracle mile. It's a diverse bunch of microhabitats all over a short walk. In this case, it's an experimental forest with a bunch of diverse wetlands sort of intruding into it. In fact, if you look right here, pines on this side, balsams on this side, maples, birch beeches, because it's an experimental diverse forest. But there can be a lot of reasons for diversity changes over a short distance. Elevation's a big one. Just quick little changes of up and down can make a big difference. Paths that wander next to a stream often go in and out of the woods as it winds around the creek, and often there are scoured areas from spring flooding. Regeneration from forest fires is often very patchy, and you'll get big bunches of diversity changes over a short period as it all grows back in. Even in a desert area, there can be arroyos scoured by flash flooding with enough moisture along the edges to retain a little bit of green. Follow me, Scarlet Tanager. Let's see, where was I? Oh, in northern climates, affected by ice ages, 10 to 20,000 years ago, depending on how those glaciers melted, there could be silty deposits right here. And there could be muddy deposits right here, right next to each other. And the vegetation pops up different. Now, I gotta admit, where I live, there are a lot of miracle miles. Let's continue. No sooner do you cross those white pines than you get out to a wetland. A cleared wetland that's just another totally different habitat. Although once again, chestnut-sided warbler, thank you. Out here, yellow warblers, a lot. I'm a little surprised at this Nashville warbler. For years, he's been down around the corner. This year, seems to be over this way. If you've got blossoms and bugs, you've got cedar waxwings. And then after you hit the first wetland, go by a little copse of trees, boom! You're under power lines. Big cleared swampy area full of more birds. Not to mention an osprey nest or two. Well, there's a whole bunch of alders right here. I wonder if there's an alder flycatcher. It's swampy here. Do you suppose there are swamp sparrows? Swamp sparrows are so territorial, but they've got it divided up so cleanly. So one singing over there, one over here, and then back in the corner, far enough away so it doesn't bother the others that much, a third one singing, all right here. One thing about veeries, if you've got one, you've got a bunch. There's a whole bunch along this woodland edge. All right, quick inventory before I head into the woods. There's another alder flycatcher, ovenbird, alder flycatcher, common yellowthroat, 3 swamp sparrows, pine warbler, but that's where I'm going, and winter wren. Oh, and red-eyed vireos up there too. Huh. They're about to change out. I've got one sitting in the nest. I can see the head popping up. The other one coming in. All right. Change habitat. All I have to do is walk under the power lines, go up the slight hill, and suddenly I'm in a mature forest. Big pines with pine warblers, Blackburnian warblers, black-throated green warblers, black-throated blue warblers, eastern wood peewees, all dead ahead. Oh, and there's a Canada warbler that's singing down in that wet, dense area. Boy, is this Canada warbler vocal today. A lot of birds won't sit at the top of the tree because of fear of predators, but an eastern kingbird, no fear. Out of the power lines, up the slope, and into a very mature forest. It didn't used to be mature forest. It used to be a major logging area with a big sawmill complex right here. Now, it's a museum. And in the middle of this mature forest, a parking lot for Leonard's Mills. It's one microhabitat after another, all strung together. If you're keeping score, we've had 5 flycatchers in this miracle mile. Eastern wood peewees are singing now. There's least flycatchers over there. There's eastern phoebe down near the bridge. And then, of course, we had the alder flycatcher and we had the great crested flycatcher down the road. Am I missing any? Oh, eastern kingbird, that counts, right? That's 6. This particular sawmill complex goes back just a little more than a century, but the importance of this area goes back thousands of years. This was a key spot for the Penobscot Nation, the local indigenous tribe, part of the Wabanaki Confederation. It was important then, and frankly, it still is. Oh good, my second black-throated blue warbler. Starting to get worried about these guys. They used to be easier. Leonard's Mills is a recreation of what was here in 1790, when Oliver Leonard settled here and started sawing timber. So you've got the sawmill with the water wheel, the barn, a loom for weaving, blacksmith, smokehouse. You got the settler's cabin, trapper's cabin. Did I forget anything? Well, they knew how to take care of the important things. And you just know there's a phoebe's nest under here. I don't think they have babies yet because I'd be getting a tongue lashing if they did. And another microhabitat, a pond with a marsh around the edge. You want another microhabitat? How about stream edges? Song sparrow. Oh, and you've got a nest here too somewhere. All right, I'll leave. In fact, we'll leave it all right here. That's my miracle mile. And to tell you the truth, I cheated. It was 1.1. And the point is, no matter where you are, you've got something like this. And if you can't find it, leave me a comment and I'll come find it for you. So, what was the final score? A lot of species per mile.